or something wasn't right. These were times that you go for market visits in Liberia, and while you are in the market, you hear somebody shout, "The rebels are coming," and everybody will have to run. Those were some anxious moments for us. 2 years and a bit, and then I came back to Ghana to start Citi FM in 2004. So we started Citi FM. Again, this is somebody who had been involved in the setting up of multimedia. And you now have to start another radio station. What you know about radio is what you learned from multimedia. Nothing more, nothing less. So I remember when we started, the first charge against me was that you are copying Joy FM. You didn't hear that? Right. You know, when they tell me that I'm copying Joy FM, I say I'm emulating. That's the word to use. If the thing is good, just emulate. And over time, do it better. And I was so confident about what I was doing because I was in the architecture of the original. I didn't do any photocopying. I understood the very elements that puts the station together. And I knew that one of it was sacrifice, hard work, and lack of sleep. In this our business, if you sleep, you fail. My daughter is sitting here. At times, she wants to lock me in the room so that I'll sleep. If I sleep, I hold my phone, I'm listening to the radio. So we got into the industry, and then people who were very close to me said to me that, yeah, we know you are good when you are Joy FM, but the way you started this thing, I don't think there's a future for it. I said, yes, sir, thank you very much. And then the reasons they gave me was that, but if you want to beat Joy FM, you don't start with small boys. I mean, you go and take University of Ghana boys and that you want to beat Joy FM. I said, no, I didn't say that my mission was to beat Joy FM. My mission was to grow a radio brand. Now, little did they know that, see the difference. I recruited about 5 gentlemen from University of Ghana. Bernard Avle, Sendo Tamaklo, Nanatevia Ochre, Albert Kwashiga, what are the other names? Okay, so about 5 of them who had just completed university. And I said, come do your national service and let's start a radio station. Now, compare that to what I did with Joy. I recruited Komla Dumont, he was in 2nd year university. I recruited Paul Adumotre, he was in 2nd year university. A lot of them were still in school at the time, but nobody saw that. They didn't have the patience to wait for the process to be complete. Because most of the time, we engage the outcomes of the effort, but we don't see the processing. But I was there and I knew what we did. In my mind, I knew that I had a better start because these guys were out of school and had chosen that this is what they wanted to do. So I encouraged myself that with time, consistency, hard work, we'll be able to take it to the next level. So we kept going until the station became what it was. I think our first break that energized my staff was in 2006. 2006, we had what we call the BBC Africa Radio Awards. So the BBC would organize a radio contest on the continent for all radio stations to take part. And we took part. And when we took part, we were able to get to the finals. And so did Joy FM to the finals. So we had, I think, 3 nominations and they had 4 nominations. And we met with very formidable radio stations on the continent. Stations in Nairobi, Kenya, stations in Cape Town, South Africa, in Johannesburg, stations, I remember one station, QFM from Zambia, several of them. But we knew that we had something that the people did not know about. So the finals happened in Nairobi and we all met. And the funny thing is that when we got there, Joy FM, the team was here and we were here. I know they were the big stations, so they came large. Me, Charlie, small station, so about me, Bernard, and somebody, just 3 of us. And that time to Charlie, we didn't have any money, so Charlie, even the route that we used to get to Kenya was cumbersome. I had some very frustrating tickets that took me through the Emirates. Charlie, I'm going to Kenya. I went to Dubai. And then from Dubai to Nairobi. Charlie, when I got there, the Joy people, Charlie, everything was cool. We got to the contest and that evening the place was tensed. It was like some Has and Kotoko finals. And we will speak with everybody else but Joy FM. Meanwhile, we came from the same country. We were not talking to each other because Charlie, they were home rivals. And then Charlie, they started mentioning the final winners. Thankfully, we were never in the same category. Eventually, they won 2 awards, and then we won 2 awards. And we said that, well, we are only 2 years and we are winning 2 awards. So, Charlie, we win the thing. And that became another fight for some time. Anyway, so that really energized the people to believe in themselves. That if BBC recognizes you at this level, then you must have something. And that was when we started having invitations by other people. We had invitations by Talk 702, South Africa's biggest private station. We had invitations from Kiss FM in Nairobi. We had Uganda's Capital FM. All of them were inviting us, just to share with them what we do and how we have done it in 2 years. And that energized us. Fast forward, we started covering elections and also writing our names in the media book. And the rest, as they say, is history. We originally never thought of doing television. And that was my personal decision. My personal decision was that equipment investment in the transmission side of television did not make sense. Because you'd have to do transmitters, you have to do transcoders, you have to do microwave links, and all over the place. And that is in the tens of millions. And it's not the kind of money that I want. I don't want to find myself in that space. So as for TV, forget. But when we heard that there will be digital migration, which would mean that TV will stop being a sequential product. It will become a serial product. Then I said, maybe that's the time to enter the television space. Because we used to watch TV sequentially, which meant that you have to sit down and then watch as it unfolded. But now, is that what we do? We pick and choose. We pick and choose in a serial manner. So I thought, well, this is a good opportunity. We've garnered enough resources in production of news, production of programs, in storytelling. We have very good guys who have some photo taking or camera works abilities. So we encourage some of them to go back to school immediately, do their masters in filming and editing and the stuff while we prepare for television. Fast forward, a few of them did. We got our licenses and then we started Citi TV a year ago. So far, this is the story of myself and the media. Maybe if you ask questions, I'll be able to now go into some further details. But thanks for your attention.
Very much. So we have a questions session. If you have any questions for Sammens, listening to his life and in the media landscape, if you have any questions so far, I will just walk up to you, hand over a mic to you, and then you can ask him a question. Anybody? Okay, I see a hand here. Kindly mention your name and then, oh, there's a mic, okay. Just mention your name and then you can go ahead.
Okay, my name is Gad. I wanted to know, with respect to your representation on the TV side, looking at the...
Say that again.
Your presentation talking about the TV,
yeah.
TV. When you look at the radio and the TV, what are some of the differences and the contrasts with respect to the audience and how you engage them?
Okay, thank you. Now, straight away, TV is heavy on production resources. Okay? What it means is that it requires a lot more resources to produce an hour of TV programming as compared to radio programs. Okay? Now, secondly, TV is branded per program segment, and radio is branded per channel. I will explain. So it's easy for you to brand your morning TV for children and brand your afternoon TV for mothers, and brand your late afternoon programming for young people, and brand your evening for news people. Are you getting me? It's difficult to do that for radio today, because radio takes a generic format that this station should stand for, and people tune into the stations that reflect their lifestyles. When it comes to radio, when it comes to TV, people tune into the TV programs that reflect their lifestyles. Are you getting me?
Yeah.
So, this is why I can call God. When I sat in your car, it was on Obonu FM. And he said, no, I don't listen to Obonu. Why are you doing that to me? Because it's not consistent with your personality, or you don't even understand the language. So these are the just surface of it, the differences. One is program specific. The generic programming reflects the targets. Radio is different. Okay. Good.
But that has implications for those who want to reach your audience.
Can you use the microphone?
I'm saying that has implications for those who want to reach your audience and your business model. Because
no, sorry, it's not my business model. That's what pertains in the industry.
Yeah, I'm talking generically.
Okay.
Because let's say if we want to reach a particular audience, it means that for TV, we have to look at, as an advertiser,
Yeah.
we have to look at the program.
Of course, of
But
course.
for radio, we have to look at the station.
Yes, but you use program on the station. But I'm saying generically, the station can be branded as a single format station. Okay, so this is an R&B station, this is an all jazz station, this is an all talk station. It's easier that way. Okay, but even within that, there are segments that appeal to specific spaces within the demographics. But yes, granted, if you are doing TV media buying, you buy segments, program segments.
All right. A few more. Let's take the gentleman. Yeah.
Hi, my name is Reginald. I just want to find out in our area or in our time where social media and the sharing of information is quite heavy on various platforms. As a media company, are you seeing this as a threat or a competition that you have to find a way around? Or how are you managing this so that your business thrives in the midst of all this heavy information on various social media platforms as a media or a news agency?
Okay, so social media, like I said before, is media in transition. So it actually presents an opportunity to us. It's no threat. It is just a game changer. Okay. Now, if you are listening to Citi FM, we don't have anything called breaking news on Citi FM. At times I hear some stations, breaking news. I'm saying, breaking what? 2019? There's no such thing as breaking news anymore, because social media has broken that thing long ago. True? So forget about breaking news. So what social media has done is really defined a space, because somebody has put it out there already. But the processing is such that anytime people get the news on social media, what do? They look for validation. True? So they go to My Joy Online, they go to Citi Newsroom, some of them end up going to Ghana Web, but don't waste your time, because they just collect all of us our information and put there. Okay, so go to My Joy Online, go to Star FM, go to, and I'm talking about the people who produce the news themselves. And that's what people do. And this is for validation of what has been broken already. Now, what social media has done again is that it has reduced the news processing time from what used to be 1 week, which became 3 days with radio, to a matter of seconds. A matter of seconds. Only 2 days or so ago, there was information about a cache of arms found in Alajo. Is that correct? And within 24 hours, that degenerated into all sorts. That's the work of social media. For me, I see it as positive development. The downside, which again presents another challenge and opportunity at the same time to us, is that it gives us a certain space to process half-truths. You got the information, just half of it, but because we are running a judgment race, bad, good, who is better, we are always in a hurry to run judgment, and so we put it out there without the full information. So that's the challenge that social media is also posing. But in general, social media has helped the media find its voice once again. I don't think that social media is competing with radio or TV. No. Social media is actually lifting our game to another level, because our TV content is always piped through social media. Does it make it any less of television? Our radio content is piped through social media. So I was in Amsterdam last week, and I met a Ghanaian gentleman who was taking us somewhere. The moment we sat in his car, I could hear Ghanaian music. So I knew, being Ghanaian, he'll be playing Ghanaian music. And then I heard a news, City Prime News at 12. I said, did you record? He said, no. Oh, me, I mean, online. So this is what social media has done. It's closed the gap. It's taken away the distances. It's shut the spaces. And it has increased, quadrupled the engagement in such an exponential manner. So as for social media, it's a win-win for all of us. We just have to be ethical and more responsible.
All right, so I'll take the gentleman here. You have the mic.
Hi, I'm Jeffrey. You partly answered my question, but then I still want to ask it. So I've noticed that of late, the phones they've been manufacturing, the cars they've been manufacturing don't have radio sets or radio channels in them, right? And these are the places that we listen to radio more often than not. And I'm wondering how, you've already mentioned how you transitioned to online. But then with online, I noticed that there are lots more channels that people can listen to. There's a lot of competition out there than even on the radio sets. So I'm wondering how Citi FM is preparing for that and how you still want to stay relevant amongst all that.
Well, what I know is that we will not buy cars for you. The thing is, you see, first of all, what I've noticed is that normally industry practitioners are ahead of regulators. The practitioners are always ahead of regulators. Before the regulators come with something, the practitioners are ahead. Can you believe something? You know what we know as WhatsApp call? WhatsApp call. Yeah. 20 years ago, people were arrested in Ghana for doing the same thing. Arrested by police for doing what we call IP calls. Internet to internet call. That's bypassing the ITT or bypassing the telecoms infrastructure. But look at where we are. I think most of us here, about 90% of us here, we do more WhatsApp calls than anything else. So we will live as technology progresses, and we'll take it one day at a time. The good thing is that at my age, I may not be the best person to be chasing after technology, but I probably may be in a good position to be recruiting people who can do that. You understand? Just live with a good reality of what pertains in the market. Like you said, now the cars come, they may not have the tuners, our traditional tuners. In fact, now these days, the cars don't even have CD players because of what you have on the pen drives and other things. So we are ready for technology. And most of our people are very well versed in technology. So as for technology, it will keep the transition moving. And we are ready any day. Cool.
All right, we'll take the lady and then we'll take, there's one more person up there. And then that'll be it. We can have an interaction with him after the session, okay? So we'll take the lady and then we'll take one more person up there. Yeah, the lady up there though. All right, so you go.
Hello, so my name is Ali. So you got your start of your career in tech and then you switched to media. So my question to you is, what do you see the intersection between media, social media, and tech? Because I personally think that social media or media in general is a branch of technology because it enables a lot of businesses to do things. Just as there's tech-enabled businesses, I think that there's media-enabled businesses. So being that you've come from these two backgrounds, what do you see as the similarities and differences between tech industry and media industry?
Thank you. You are in a better place. Because you see, what I refer to as tech 30 years ago is nothing close to what you have today. You know, and over the years there's been what we call convergence. The convergence between media and technology. Okay? for me, one of the instructive reasons why I ended up doing computer science, was nothing sophisticated. When I was in sixth form, as a mathematics student, I was very inquisitive, if you like, because I used to take like 3 maths textbooks and compare the chapters. So this one is treating vectors. And I'm saying about why is he treating it this way? I'll look at Nelcon and Parker, vectors in physics, vectors in mathematics, and say, but why is he doing it? But at some point, my mother bought something for me, and that's where the change came. And it's no more in production, something called the Scion Organizer. Who has heard of Scion before? PSION. Scion Organizer. It was the first of the Palm computers. It was like a calculator, but it was a computer on its own. And it did some magic that I could do regression lines on it. I could do statistics with it. I could do everything mathematics with it. And that's, I thought that was the summit of technology. But 30 years down the line, even the sound is no more. But what we see today is just a convergence, a marriage between media and technology. So I see the way forward as technology carrying media along as we progress.
All right, last one there.
Please, you said you did your undergrad in computer science and mathematics.
Yes,
and you did your master's in marketing. And
okay, you finish your question.
Okay, and you had an experience with Joy. So I want to find out, now that you are having a TV station and a radio station, I want to find out if you did a course in that field or just with your experience that guided you to have this facilities.
Okay, so correction. I've never done marketing as a course before, so maybe that's just a correction. Incidentally, my master's was in finance. I don't even know why I did that. My master's was in finance and learning all sorts of strange things. And I learned marketing on the job. And I think you should go for, first of all, where your energies can best be harnessed, the things that come naturally to you, the kind of work that doesn't come to you as a chore. If you start your career on that note, you are in trouble. And so better find yourself. And for what I do now, I haven't studied any of them in any school. I have never studied journalism before. I have never studied marketing before. I have never studied all the things that journalists do. I haven't done some before. What I know is that I have read all the marketing books that you can think about. Everything by Philip Kotler, I have read. Everything by John Cotter, I have read. Inside Out, I have taught it in universities. But the passion is the driver. The passion to be something and to bring value is the driver. That you can do law and be a lawyer, but you may end up being a better banker because it comes naturally to you. So yes, it's okay to do whatever you want for a first degree, but just take note of your passion and then where the opportunities are. I talk about passion-driven career path, but I also say that this is a third world country. There's poverty here. So make sure that your passion doesn't take you to where there's poverty. Because as for poverty, we don't have medicine for it.
All right, thank you. Let's give a hand to Sammens.
So that's it. Thank you very much.
So we're going to have the opportunity to take pictures with him. And